ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 4, Verse number 1. So in the previous chapter we studied about what is Maya, how one can cross over the Maya. Then question was about Brahman, and then about Karma Yoga. So now in this chapter there will be talk about the various manifestations of Bhagavan. So Raja Uvacha, Mohini, you have some question?
Yes, I have a question to yesterday's class. So what I understood is that there is the part of Karma Yoga and then there is the part of Bhakti Yoga where you do the puja or worship. So I understood that Diksha mantras are given to do puja and they qualify one to do puja. So is it correct that Diksha mantra, its itself is the performing of puja, and not only the external act of puja is puja, but Diksha mantra itself is doing the worships.
How Diksha mantra is doing the worship?
Because you offer yourself, because the mantra has this component of swaha or namaha and capitalized.
But what is puja?
Puja is offering dravyas.
So how does that equal? How the mantra equals that?
Okay, so it doesn't equal that. So if one is not doing puja, and you also explained that every path needs to have diksha mantras, or needs to have an initiation into diksha. So, but if one is not doing puja, so what purpose does the diksha mantra have then?
So the problem is you have a wrong understanding. I did not say that Diksha mantra is only for puja. Did I say that? I didn't say that. I said Diksha, you get the qualification to do puja by Diksha mantra. Before that you don't have the qualification. That does not mean that Diksha mantra is only for puja or it is limited only for that. Diksha mantra is what you do japa of that. It's like you are doing Upanayana, you get Gayatri mantra, you have to do japa of Gayatri mantra. Mantra japa, every path has that process.
Okay.
So Raja Uvacha, अनुपम कहाँ गए तुम?
बाबा जी आज बारिश हो रही थी इसलिए तो
कहीं बारिश नहीं हो रही.
बाबा जी, one question was there. In the verse number 47 of the previous chapter, he says that ya ashu hriday granthim nirjihirshu paratmana vidhina upcharit devam tantroktencha keshavam, and then he says in the next verse that by the anugrah of the acharya this is understood, this tantra. So I just wanted to ask, because here Ahangra Upasana is also told, and this Nyas is also told. So how the verses from 49 onwards till the end of the chapter, till 55, how are they significant for us devotees? I mean, should we selectively pick points from these verses which are useful in our worship, or like should we, I mean, I was not sure हमारी जीवन में इनकी क्या उपयोगिता है भक्त के जीवन में.
So he is saying what is the utility of these verses. Verses from 49 onwards. Verses from 49 onwards, they are giving you the process of deity worship. So a devotee does deity worship. So it is useful. Now the question you are mixing is that here it was said Ahangra Upasana, but that is not the only way. That is how Vishwanath Chakravarti has explained, but Jiva Goswami doesn't explain it like that. Other people also don't explain it like that. You don't have to do that meditation that I am one with the deity. You can meditate, I am a servant of the deity. Then it is not Ahangra.
But the way, I mean, I'm talking about myself, the way I worship the deity is like not even 10% of this is being written, what is written here. So then should we try to incorporate these points in our
So I already explained that also yesterday, that this is a general description which is given in the Tantra, and this is general means this is just a gist of that. It's very elaborate. But then in every school they have their own process which they have selected from this. So you do accordingly. Whatever is. That's why it says Labdha Anugraha Acharyat Tena Sandarshita Agama. Tena Sandarshita Agama means as he has taught the Agama to you. So you do accordingly.
Right, right. Thank you, Babaji. That clears the doubt. Thank you.
Okay. So Raja Uvacha, the king further asked question. यानि यानि ह कर्माणि ये स्वच्छंद जन्म भी चक्रे करोति कर्ता वा हरिस्तानि ब्रुवन्तु न. So he is asking question that because in the previous talk by sage Avirhotra he spoke about Bhagwan, his various forms, because he said he has various forms and you worship Mahapurusham Abhyarchet Murti Abhita Mataya Atmana, which is your Ishta Devata, you worship that. So there are various. So now he is asking a question that what are the various activities which Bhagavan does by his sweet will Swachhand, such as appearing, taking birth, etc. Karoti, what he does, Karta, what he will do, and Chakre, what he has done. Please explain that to us. So that is the question he has raised. So his question is about the forms of Bhagavan, various appearances, avatars, and their activities. He wants to know. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Chaturthe Dravidah Prakhyad Avtaran Harer Gunan Leelascha Teshu Vistarya Narayanam Avarnayat. So this is the gist of the fourth chapter, that in the fourth chapter the sage Dravida explains the various avatars of Hari and his qualities and pastimes. And in this way he is explaining Lord Narayana. Because these avatars are supposed to be avatars of Narayana. Ete Chanskala Pumsa. And these are the avatars of the Purusha. So they are called Purusha avatar. So he wants to know about them. Then he says, Murtya abhimataya atmana iti shruter bhagavatah kiyatyo murtayah iti avatar jigyasa. So in the previous chapter, verse number 48, it was said, Murtya abhimataya atmana, that according to your desirable form you worship. So that means there are many forms. So after hearing this, he is having a question that how many murtis Bhagavan have. Because he has various forms and then those forms are worshipped here in this world in the murti form. This is the Vigraha avatar. It's also called Archa avatar. Bhagavan has his personal avatar when he becomes manifest here. He also has his Archa avatar when he is not personally present, then he is worshipped in the form of the Archa or deity. So how many forms are there? So this is the avatar jigyasa. He is having the inquisitiveness about the avatar. तथास्तवहि स्तुत्वा नमेध हरिमिति श्रुतेः तस्य कियन्ति गुणचरितानि स्तव्यानि इति चरिते अपि जिज्ञासा इति अतः पृच्छति. Then it was also mentioned in verse number 53 that after the puja has been completed, Sangam Sampujya Vidhivat Stavahi Stutva Named Harim. That after the puja is done, then you recite certain stotras, some prayers. So, hearing that means now if you have to recite some stotras, then stotras, what do they have? They describe his activities, his qualities, Gunalila. So, he wants to know about that also. So, therefore, there is a jigyasa for about his charita, his activities, Gunacharitani. How many are there? Yaniti, Karta Karishyati. And many avatars have become manifest. Some may be present, some may come in future. So he is asking about all of them. That is the question. So Drumila Uvacha, the sage Drumila, he answers, Yovanantasya gunananantan anukramishyan satu bala buddhi rajamsi bhumer ganiyet kathanchit kalin naiva akhil shakti dhamnaha. So first he says that your question cannot be answered because he says yani yani ha karmani, whatever activities he performs. So he says it is not possible. Why? Because he is Ananta. Bhagavan is unlimited. He is not a limited person that he does limited activities. So he is unlimited and therefore his qualities are also unlimited. His activities are unlimited. And anyone who thinks that he can list them or count them, then he is Bal Buddhi. He is childish. Means he does not even understand this much. So how is he going to enumerate the activities and qualities of Bhagavan? It is not possible. Then he gives one example so you can get an idea from that. So he says, Rajamsi bhumer ganiyet kathanchit kalena. He says it is possible that you can count the dust particles of earth. Although that itself looks an impossible task, but maybe you can do some rough calculation at least. That you take 1 gram of earth, find out how many particles are there, then you have the weight of the earth, then you can figure out. Or even otherwise you sit down to count, you can still count because it is limited. Anything which is limited, it may take a huge amount of time, but still one day you will reach an end of it. That's why it is limited. But if Bhagavan is unlimited, there is no question that he can be counted. So Jiva Goswami says that even Bhagavan cannot count himself, his qualities, his activities. And then he gives the reason that he is unlimited. So people ask these types of questions many times. That can God make a weight which he cannot lift? So if he cannot make, he is not omnipotent. If he can make it and then he cannot lift it, then he is not omnipotent, so he is not God. Because you say God is omnipotent. So these types of tricky questions people ask. So you can say, can God count his own qualities? Yes. Then he is not unlimited. Because if you can count, it is limited. Only thing is that you can make some series which goes to unlimited. So he says you can count even the dust particles, but you cannot count his qualities. Naiva akhil shakti dhamna. But you cannot count the qualities of person who is the abode of all power. Akhil shakti. Tasya avatar gun karmanam sankhyatītattvāt yatha shakti eva kathishyami ityahayaiti. So why the sage is mentioning this here? He is mentioning this that because his avatara and the qualities and activities are sankhyatita, they are beyond counting. They are unaccountable or cannot be counted. So I am going to describe you as per my knowledge. That does not mean that we cannot describe anything. If it is unlimited, you can describe some. So I will describe that. Anukramishyan kramena ganetum icchati ityartha. Otherwise, anyone who thinks that he can list them or enumerate them, that means that person does not have good intelligence. That's what it means. So therefore it says he is Bala Buddhi. Bala means child. Means his intelligence is like a child. He doesn't have good understanding of the person. So now he starts describing the avatars. So first he talks about the source. Bhutar yada panchabhir atma srishtaihi puram virajam virachaya tasmin swam sena vishta purushabhidanam avapa narayana adi deva. So he says that first he created the Mahabhutas. Before that, all other things are there, Mahatattva, Ahankara and so on. Then Tanmatra, then Panch Mahabhutas. And then he created the Brahmanda, Virajam, the material universes. And after creating them, then by one of his portion, expansion, he entered in them. So Swamsena Vishta. And then he got the name Purusha. So this is how the word Purusha is sometimes defined, that Puri Shete the Purusha. One who sleeps in the Puri. Puri means the city. So the Brahmanda or the human body, because Jiva is also called Purusha. Prakriti Purusham Chaiva Dhyanadi Bhavapi. So he created the Brahmanda and then he entered in it. When he entered in it, then he got the name Purusha. So this is the Pratham Purusha. There are three Purushas, Karnodak, Garbhodakshai and Kshirodakshai. So this is the first Purusha. So that's Bhagavan takes that form. This is described in the 3rd chapter also, where the list of avatara is given. There also Sasraja, that he took the form of the Purusha. Bhagavan Mahad Adivi, Sodas Kalado. So he took that form and then he created this Brahmanda. So Narayana Adi Deva. So Adi Deva is Narayana. So it is described that Krishna is there, then Krishna has the Chaturvyuha. Then from that is Narayana, then from Narayana comes another Chaturvyuha. So generally Narayana is counted as the Adi Deva. That everything comes from him. So Adi Devo Narayana Sri Bhagavan. So Adi Deva is Narayana, he is the Bhagavan. Narayane Turiye Akhye Bhagavad Shabda Shabdite. So later on Krishna will also speak this, that the 4th state is of Narayana and he is called Bhagavan. So Bhagavan, many times the word Bhagavan refers to Narayana. So generally people don't make this kind of distinction as we make. This is something very special to us in Gaudiya Sampradaya, that there is Krishna and Krishna is the source of Narayana. So this is, other people get irritated by this. So better don't talk this to them. Because this is, what is this? You are just trying to put Narayana, Krishna everywhere. So there is big talk about Krishna's to Bhagavan Swam, refutation of that. That this does not mean that Krishna is Swam Bhagavan, Narayana is Swam Bhagavan. Because even Sridhar Swami also comments like that on this Krishna's to Bhagavan Swam, says Swam Bhagavan Narayana Eva. That Swam Bhagavan here means that he is Narayana. Means Narayana is there, then Krishna is there. So this is argument given, and he says, you people say that you accept Swami, right? Famous statement, if you don't accept Swami, then you are Vaishya. So now Swami says that he is Narayana, so why you don't accept? So anyway, this is something unique. But Bhagavatam is also saying here that he is the Adi Deva. So Krishna is not Adi Deva. Adideva is Narayana, and he is the Bhagavan. And Krishna also says that he is Bhagavan. Narayana Akhe Turiye. This is in 15th chapter of 11th canto coming. So yada mahat srashtitvena purusabhidhanam avapa tada bhutair virajam virachaye. So he created this mahat, etc. So he creates the elements from Prakriti, right? He glances at them and then creation happens. So then that is called Viraja. Virachaye tasmin swamsena pravishto. Then he entered into that. And when he entered that, then he got the name Purusha. Purusabhidhanam avap. So Narayana is not Purusha, Narayana is the source of the Purusha. Okay, I was reading Jiva Goswami. So Tatradav Purusha Avtaramaha Bhutariti Dvabhyam Adidevo Narayana Sri Bhagavan Yada Mahat Srashtritvena Purushavidhanam Avape. He's writing exactly same. Tada bhutair virajam virachaye tasmin swansena antaryamitaya pravishto abhuta. So same explanation as by Jiva Goswami. Then from there many universes come out from his pores of his body. Then he enters into each one. So that is being described now. Yat kaya eva bhavana traya sannivesho yashendriyaistanubhritam ubhendriyani jnanam svata svasanato balamauja iha sattvad sthitilayodbhava adi karta. So many of these things have already been spoken in the first canto itself. This second canto, third canto. This process comes again and again. It's quite interesting that this creation process comes repeatedly. Sometimes question answer like this, sometimes in the prayer somebody is praying, then they pray like that. Brahma is saying that you are Narayana, from you came this. So why repeatedly same thing is said again? So that you understand that although there is theory of evolution, but this is also there. Remember this. Otherwise you get carried away by the theory of evolution that there is no God. Everything started from the point, yes, but beyond that it's Narayana. So he says, Yat kaya eva bhuvana traya sannivesho. So in his body only, all this bhuvan traya is existing. So bhuvan traya means this below, middle, up. So this is called Triloka. So this is all in his body, because all from his pores of his body are coming, all the Brahmandas. And yashendriyas tanubhritam ubhendriyani. And it is because of his senses that the senses of the living beings function. So therefore in the Upanishad it says Shrotrasya Shrotram, Chakshusha Chakshu, that he is the eye of the eye, he is the ear of the ear, he is nose of the nose. Means our senses function because of his power, otherwise they do not function. So in the second canto, therefore it is described that this Brahmanda was created, then the Devatas entered into it, he did not get up, then this entered into it, still he did not get up, then this entered, still he did not. Only when Purusa entered, then he got up. So that is the meaning. So means that he is the supreme cause and he is the supreme source of everything, and therefore he is also the controller of it. And this is the whole idea behind this creation being repeatedly explained, so that we understand that there is somebody who is controlling it, and we should not think that we are the controller or there is no controller. So Jnanam Swata Swasanato Balam Aujaiha. And then knowledge also comes because of him. And then because of his breathing, there is strength, Balam Aujam Iha. So strength of senses, body and action. And Sattvadibhi Sthiti Laya Udbhava Adi Karta. And because of the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, there is maintenance, creation and destruction. And this Narayana, he is the Adi Karta. So he is the original creator. Asya gun karmani aha. So he says that now his qualities and activities are being described. Yasya Mahavishnoho kaye bhuvan trayanam adho adho madhya bhuvan mayanam koti koti brahmandanam prati roma koopa gatatvena sannivesho bhavati. So that Purusha which was described in the previous verse, that Purusha is the Mahavishnu. And this Mahavishnu, he has his own body, and all these Brahmandas, which are koti koti, millions and millions of that, they exist in his Romkupa, in the pores of his body. Tanubhritam samashti vyashti jivanam jnana karmendriyani yasya swatah swans bhutadantaryamita eva. So then the cognitive senses and the working senses of the living beings, and there are two types. There are vyashti. Vyashti means individual, and samashti means cumulative. That is Brahma. Brahma is considered as the samashti of the jivas here. So their bodies and their senses, they all function because of the senses of Bhagavan. So he is there as an antaryami, swans bhutad antaryamita eva tanubhritam jnanam yasya swasanata pranat tanubhritam balam deha shakti oja indriya shakti iha kriya. And because he is breathing, so he is also taking breath. Mahavishnu is taking breath. Then Garbhodakshai also is breathing. So they also take breath, but not this breath. And from their prana, we get the energy. So Balam refers to the physical power, bodily strength. Oja refers to the sensory power. And Iha refers to action. Yascha Sattvadibhi Sthiti Layo Udbhavai Karmani Adi Karta. And one who performs the act of creation, sustenance and maintenance, he is the Adi Karta. Narayan, he is the Bhagavan. So although all these things are coming from Mahavishnu, but considering that he is non-different from Narayana, it is said that it is coming from him. Then he continues, Adau abhut chadhriti rajasasya sarge Vishnu sthitau kratupatir dvija dharma setuhu rudropyaya tamsa purushah sa adya iti udbhav sthiti laya satatam prajasu. So now he is explaining the guna avatars. So there are Purusha avatars, Guna avatars and Lila avatar. These three are the main avatars. So Guna avatars are Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu. So in the beginning, Brahma, because creation has to be performed. So Adav Abhut Shadriti Rajasasya Sarge. So at the beginning of creation, by his Rajas, so Brahma is in charge of Rajaguna. Because creation happens in Rajaguna. So he appeared, and Vishnu appeared from him during the maintenance period, Sthiti. So to maintain you need Sattva Guna. And Kratupatir Dvija Dharma Setu. So he is also called Kratupati. Kratu means Yajna. So he is the Lord of Yajna, Yajnavai Vishnu. Means he is the one who gives the result of the yajnas. And he is also the object of worship. So he is worshipped through yajna and then he gives the fruit. And he is dharma setu. So he is the protector of the dharma. And rudro apyaya tamsa purusha chati. And then from his tamoguna, Rudra appeared. For what purpose? Apyaya. For destruction. So for destruction you need tamas. Siti iti udbhava stiti laya sattam prajasu. So this cycle, sattam means continuously. This chain does not break. It goes on, one after another, one after another. Creation, maintenance, dissolution, creation, maintenance, dissolution. So it continues from his gunas. Gunavatarana hai adaviti. So now he is describing the gunavataras. Rajasa rajogunena sarga srishtau. So by rajas or rajoguna at the beginning of creation, then he came. Karmani shatadhitir brahma abhut. So srishtau karmani means in the act of creation, then Brahma appeared. Sadhriti Brahma. Sthitau palane karmani Vishnu. Then in the act of maintenance, nourishment, Vishnu appeared. Vishnu Sakti palani. So the power of Vishnu is for protecting. Dvijanam tad dharmanam cha setu palaka ityartha. So it is said here as Dvija Dharma Setu. So he is the protector of the Dvijas and Dharma. So Dharma Sansthapanartha Sambhavam Yuga Yuga. Right? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijami. So therefore he is called Dharma Setu and also Dvija Dharma Setu. Setu means here protector. So protects Dvijas because Dvijas they protect knowledge. And by that, only when knowledge is there, then protection happens. Apyaya samharartham. Apyaya means for destruction. Then, so these are the Gunavataras. Now he talks about the Leela Avataras. Dharmasya daksha duhitari ajanishta murtyam narayano nara rishi pravraha prasantaha neskarma lakshnam vacha chachara karma yodhyapi chaste rishi varya nishevitangrihi. So Daksha, his daughter's name, he has how many? 50 daughters? Right? So one of the daughters' name is Murti. And Murti was married to Dharma. So from Dharma and Murti, Nar Narayan Rishi took birth. So there are two, but their count is as one. Like twins, they're together, like Kumaras, 4, but it's counted as one avatar. So therefore here says Narayana, Nara, Rishivara. It's not Rishivara, but Rishivara. So Narayana appeared. This Narayana is not that Narayana, that Adi Deva. This is the Narayana, who is son of Murti and Dharma. Dharmaputra Narayana. And his characteristic is that he is very Shanta, Prashanta. They are engaged in meditation. They live in Badrik ashram. They are also the presiding deity of Bharatvarsha, Narayan Rishi. So there are two mountains. If you go to the Himalaya, if you go to Badrik ashram, there are two big hills there. They say this is Narayan Rishi, that is Nar Rishi. That's their representation is there. So Neskarmya Lakshana Muvacha Chachara Karma. And he gave the knowledge of Neskarmya. Sattva Tantra Machaste. There in the second chapter, third chapter, it is described where the list is given. They spoke to Narada Rishi, right? So there first is Kaumara, then Saukar. Turiye Dharmakala Sarge Nar Narayana Rishu Bhutva Atmopsamo Karod Duscharam Tapa. So they did intense austerity. Narnarayan Rishi, they are known for their tapasya. They are still doing it, but they gave knowledge also of Neskarmya. And Chachar Karmi Yodhyapi Chaste, they are also existing now. That's why it says Adhyapi Aste. And Rishi Varya Nishevitangri. Many great sages, they are serving them. So this is the अवतार ऑफ नर नारायण. इति एवं प्रकारेण नारायणो नर इति ऋषि प्रवर सन अजनिष्ठ. So in this way, Daksha's daughter Murti and Dharma gave birth to Nar Narayan Rishi Pravara. They are the best of the rishis. And Neskarma Lakshanam Karma Uvacha. They gave instructions on Neskarma. Neskarma also means bhakti, right? Bhakti rasya, bhajanam, ihavamutra, upadhina rasyana, amusmin mane kalpanam, iti eva neskarma. So this is also called neskarma. Neskarma is also used for Brahman. But because they are Bhagwan, so they are talking about bhakti. But now comes a little problem. They were doing tapasya, so Indra became worried. So he says, Indro vishankyamam dham jigrikshati iti kamam nyayunkta saganam sabadri upakhyam gatvapsarogana vasanta sumanda vataihi stripekshan ishubhir avidhyata atan mahigya. So when Indra came to know, whenever sages are doing tapasya, Indra becomes a little worried. So in this material world, people have different type of worries. So Bhartrihari in his Vairagya Satak, he writes that bhoge roga bhayam. If you enjoy, there is fear of. If you are beautiful, you have fear of wrinkles. Right? If you have wealth, you have fear of chor, thieves, somebody will take. So if you are Indra, you have fear from the sages that they will take away your kingdom. So therefore he says, Indro vishankya mama dhama jagrikshati. What is his fear? That he is going to take my post. Like politicians are always worried that somebody is going to grab. So Indra, he became apprehensive that this Narayana Rishi is going to take my abode. I will be kicked out and he will come. So then what he does is, so what is the way to destroy tapasya? Tapasya means you engage in austerity. So give opposite of that. So send beautiful woman. So their tapasya will be. So even if he does not accept, he may become angry. So kama and krodha, these two destroy austerity. Kamesha krodhesha rajoguna samudbhava. Tapasya you do in sattva. And kama and krodha, that is rajoguna. So therefore what he does is that he sends Kamdev. Kamdev is also under Indra's. Indra is the Devraj. He is the king of the Devas. So Vayu Devata, Surya Devata, Chandra Devata, Varun Devata, Kamdev, they are all his assistants. So he called Kamdev, he says, hey, you go and disturb this sage in Badrikashram. And you take the army. So what is the army of Kamdev? Apsaras. And spring season. Kamdev becomes more active in the spring. And nice air, nice breeze also incites Kama because it touches your skin. Sparshendriya. So therefore he says Apsara Gana, and not one or two Apsara, many of them. And Vasant and Sumandavata, and not storm, not heavy wind, but nice cool breeze. So he went there, and then he threw arrows at them. What was his arrow? So Kamdev is supposed to have 5 arrows, but here it is a different type of arrows. These arrows are shot from the bow of the eyebrows of the ladies. Ladies' eyebrow also considered as bow, and he shot arrows from them. So Stri Prekshana Ishu Bhir. So Ishu means arrow, and these are the arrow in the form of the glancing of the ladies. So Apsaras went and started looking at the sage. And Avidhyat Atan Mahimge. And in this way he tried to wound him, but not knowing his Mahima, not knowing the glory, he did it. So he does not, people do not know him. Krishna says, Mam tu vedana kasyan. Says, foolish people, they don't know me. Naham, I am not known to people. So Yoga Maya Samavrita. So only whom he reveals, that person can know, others do not know. So they went and they attacked him without knowing. So when you do some act out of ignorance, you can get into trouble. So they also got into trouble because they acted out of ignorance. Of course, they had no choice because they were ordered by their boss. So whether they know or they do not know, they cannot refuse him. So Badri Upakhyam, so they went to the place Badri. It's called Badri because there's supposed to be Badri fruit there. Apsaro Ganadi bhi saha Badri Kashram Gatva. So he went there with his full army. Generally in the army, now there are women also in the army. Otherwise Kamdev army only is the women. Everybody else has men in the army. But Kamdev is this first, what you call, women liberation movement. He says, I will make an army of the women, because that is the most powerful. Everybody get defeated there. Nobody escaped this army. But this secret is known to Kamdev. Others have not learned it. So he went there with his army of Apsaras and started shooting arrows. Stri Prekshanani eva Ishava. So Ishava, the arrows are Bana Tair Avidhyat. Na tasya mahimanam janante iti atan mahigya. Only thing is that he did not know that how glorious he is. So his arrows did not work, because if somebody has got a strong armor, then arrow does not hurt that person, it cannot pierce that. So these arrows did not do anything, but in Narayana he looked at them and he laughed. He could have become angry like Shiva, but if you become angry, then your tapasya is gone. So he did not. So this is the difference between Narayana and Shiva. Kamdeva also went to disturb Shiva. Shiva was not affected by the Kama, but he got angry. And Kamdeva was in trouble. So Narayana does not get angry. He actually blesses Kamdeva. So it says, Vigyaya Sakrikritam Akramam Adi Deva Praha Prahasya Gat Vishmaya Ejamanan Ma bhashta bho madan maruta dev vadho grinitano balim shunyam imam kurudhvam. So you see how nicely he is speaking. This is the character of Bhagavan. So he understood. So as Krishna says that I know past, present, future, I know everything. So he avigyaya sakrakritam akramam. So he understood that this offensive act is done by Indra. So since it is done by Indra, then it is not their fault. Generally, like Shiva becomes angry at Kamdev. But he should become angry at Indra. Because Kamdev is, there is a saying that Bhritya Aparadhe Swamini Danda. That if servant commits a mistake, it is the master who pays the price. But here the Shiva burnt Kamdev. But Lord Narayana, he did not do that. He said, okay, Indra is the one who is causing me trouble. So what is the point in trouble? Punishing these people. If I punish these people, that means I am influenced by anger. So he was not influenced by anger. He remained calm. Not that calm, but the English calm. That calm makes you uncalm. So he looked at them and he smiled. So smiling, you can also smile out of pride that look how great I am, and you foolish people, you trying to trouble me. So therefore he says Gata Vismaya. He was pleased to look at them, but he was not proud. You can also smile out of pride, right? Like many times you hear these plays here in Vrindavan. So Kamsa is there, then he's laughing, right? All the time I hear this. In the summertime, whenever they have Raslila, this guy all the time laughs for 2 minutes. So that is a proud one. So this is Gat Vismaya. This is prideless smile. Because he says these are poor fellow and they were already shaking, Ejmanan. Because when they realize that nothing happened to him, so now nothing happened to him, you shoot arrows at somebody and there is nothing which happens. So then you get, now all your ammunition is failure. So now they are worried that he is going to curse us, that you rascals, you are coming to trouble me. So they were scared. So they are shaking. So he says, Ma bhasta, don't fear. So he is giving them abhedam, fearlessness. He says, fear not. It's not your mistake. And then he says, Bho madana maruta dev vadho granita no balim. Rather he is saying that, oh Kamadev, Madan, he is also called Madan. And oh Marut, the wind is also there. And Dev Vadhva, all these Apsaras, he is actually very respectfully calling them as Dev Vadhus, divine women. So he says, please accept my, Bali, my gift, be my guest. You be my guest in my ashram. And Asunyam imam kurudham. So make my ashram Asunya, not Sunya. Means don't run away from here out of fear, but be my guest. And as they say, be the guest of honor and accept my bali, accept my offerings. So these people are scared now what will happen to us and we may get punished. Rather he is treating them nicely and he is giving them some drinks, some fruit. He says you can have some badri fruits. That's the fruit which grows here. And do not leave or run away. Asunyam idam makrudham. Because they may also run away out of fear. So he says, don't do that. Have no fear. First thing he said is, do not fear at all. So he says, akramam aparadham. So it was an offense on the part of Indra. And gat vishmaya, So aho aham dhira iti vishishta smayo garvas tadrahita. So he was devoid of any pride. Not that look how 40, fixed I am. All your apsaras, all your this spring season and your wind, it could not do anything to me. See how great I am. Not like that. So therefore he says tadrahita ityartha. Ejmanan shapabhiya kampamanan. So they were scared that he may curse them. So he says, no, ma bhashta, have no fear. And he is calling him as Bho. So Bho is like you want to call, like in English you say oh, hey, etc. So you say Bho, but out respectfully you say Bho. And Bho, he is making it as Vibho. So if you put vi upsarga before, it comes from the word bhu. The word bho comes from bhu. Just like sadhu, invocatory case is sadho. So invocatory case of bhu will be bho. And bhu means samartha. Bhu samartha. So that's why we call vibhu or prabhu. So prabhu is when you say pra upsarga prabhu, if you put vi upsarga vibhu. If you don't put anything, it is bhu. So therefore it says vibho samartha, that you are capable. You are not a weak person, you are very powerful. Because everybody is troubled by Kamdeva in this material world. Nobody escapes him. Only Narayana. That's what Bhāgavatam will say, that except for Narayana, there is no one else who can counter him. So he dev vadhvascha ma bhashta. And then most scared were these apsaras, because they get cursed sometimes. So he says, please do not be fearful. Balim puja upaharam shak patradikam asmad atithyam grihita. And be my guest of honor. Accept my offerings in the form of some leaves, some salad, some fruits. Relax. You don't get these things in heaven. It's special. Like some herbs from the Himalayas, very rare ones. So grinhita vayam sampanna eva bhavemeti chet. And I will be happy if you accept that. Imam ashram asunyam kurudhvam. And make this ashrama not sunya. Means not vacant, not completely empty. Because if you go away, then it's an ashram. Maybe some sages are there, but it's also nice. Some ladies have come, Ashram looks beautiful, right? Nice, beautiful ladies singing, dancing, music, nice Vasant Ritu. So he says, our ashram looks very beautiful. Stay here for some time. There is no fear. You can go and tell Indra, then he doesn't have to fear that I am going to take away his kingdom or anything. So this is the end of this commentary on verse number 8. If there is any question, you can ask. Yes, Narottam.
Namo Namah Babaji. Is there a reason why Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur calls Drumila as Dravida?
Where does he call it?
In the first shloka, his tika, Chaturtya Dravida Prakhya.
Okay. So there is a difference in reading, because in the Dramila Uvacha, even in this book at the bottom they have put Dravida. That means there is a different reading. So he must have had that reading.
Thank you.
Okay, Bhushan.
Babaji pronounced. What was the purpose behind why Narayana Rishi was doing austerity or tapasya?
To tell to people, because people don't do austerity. You do austerity?
No.
So to teach that to us. Otherwise, who will teach? Those who do not do it cannot teach. Right? So therefore they are teaching by their example. That this human life is not meant for bhoga. It is meant for yoga. And for yoga you have to have some austerity, tapasya. So they are teaching that. They are son of dharma. Right? Narnarayan Rishi, they are son of dharma. So dharma is based on tapasya, not on bhoga. Purushottam Prabhu.
It be possible because Drumila was a Asura, was the father of Kamsa. Maybe they had, instead of Drumila, they had a name Dravida.
Possible. But two different readings are there. Sudhanshu.
Pranam Babaji. Babaji, what is the importance of Bhrukuti? Many times we see in Bhāgavatam also, and it also said that we should focus on the Bhrukuti of the Lord, that it helps.
Bhrukuti of the Lord?
This eyebrow.
Where is said?
That it
Says,
we can focus. I have heard.
I don't know, I have not read. Everywhere it says that you focus on his feet.
Yes, it's from the feet start, but like that.
Like that
So,
what?
And when we go to face like that, then
Yeah, so then you are going up, down, so why are you specifically saying Bhrukuti? You also meditate on other parts.
So, what is the relation of Bhrukuti with the Kama? Actually, my question is this, because many times this Bhrukuti, because this I don't find any special characteristic in Bhrukuti.
But where is it said that it is related with Kama? Where is it said?
In Bhāgavatam, I think there is one verse where it is said that even woman can change or affect the person by Bhrukuti, and also whenever it is.
So now you are running from here to there. You are talking about Bhrukuti of Bhagwan first and meditation on that and its relation with Kama. Now you are going to the Bhrukuti of the woman. So what is the relationship of these two?
Like to not get affected by Kama, we can focus on Bhrukuti of Bhagavan, and by focusing on Bhrukuti of woman, they get affected by Kama. So that I don't understand how it is there.
So that means you don't know much about women. So there is no need to understand for you, but you stay like this. Yeah, if you are innocent guy, just remain like that. So their women have their ways to attract men. So one of the way they attract is by the movement of their eyebrows. That's why here also it says that they threw the arrows through their eyebrows. That's what it means. So that is Kam Shastra describes like that. Brajananda.
Pranam Guru Maharaj. So, if Brahmanda are Ananta, how comes that the grain of sense are limited? If Brahmanda are Ananta, they are defined as Ananta.
Brahmandas are Ananta, not Brahmanda is Ananta. There are unlimited Brahmandas, but one Brahmanda is not.
Yes, I understand. But I mean, how comes that the part of those Brahmandas can be limited, like the grain of sense?
No, there can be unlimited
Because
sand, okay? But from that unlimited you take that part, that will be limited. What is the problem with that? So there are unlimited Brahmandas, but each Brahmanda is not unlimited. It's limited.
so we have to take for certain that the grain of sense in one particular Brahmanda are limited.
I don't know. I'm not clear about your question.
My question is actually because we are comparing the avatars of Krishna, who are unlimited, in comparison of the grain of sense.
No, we are not comparing. No, that's not the comparison. You not understood. He's saying that you can even count the grain of sand, but you cannot count the qualities of Krishna. So it's not a comparison. It's just to show that even counting the grain of sand, who can do that? He says even if you do this much, still you cannot count that. It's not saying that his avatars are like grain of sand or anything like that. It's just showing how it is not possible to count. And he gives one example.
No, it was just the logical point of view. Okay, understand.
Okay, Naresh. नरेश अनम्यूट करो अपने को अगर सवाल पूछना तो.
Yeah, can I hear me, Babaji?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. Babaji, I was just asking related to काम. Tulsidas says, जहाँ राम है वहाँ नहीं काम. So I want to understand when we chant Rama or Krishna. So at that time, काम stays there. And once we stop, does come back and
No, what it means is that if you have Krishna in your heart, then there is no Kaman there. And if you have Kaman there, then there is no Krishna there. That's what it means. जहाँ राम वहाँ काम नहीं, जहाँ राम वहाँ काम नहीं, जहाँ काम वहाँ राम. तुलसी ना, what is that? Jimmy, what is that? Din Rai. Ravi Rajani ek tham. So just like light and darkness cannot be in one place, day and night cannot be in one place, like that Kam and Ram cannot be in one place. Ram means Bhagwan, doesn't have to be Ram only. Whether it is Krishna, Vishnu, Narayana, anyone. So means if you have God in your heart, then Kama cannot enter there. And if you have Kama in your heart, then God cannot be there. Visyavisht chittasya Krishna bhakti sudurata.
Yes.
So this is what Rupa Goswami is saying in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. If your heart is absorbed in Vishaya, sense pleasure, then you cannot be devotee. Same principle.
Yes, Babaji.
You have only one mind. If you fix it on God, it cannot be on sense enjoyment. If you fix on sense enjoyment, it cannot be on God. That's what it means.
But Babaji, desire doesn't leave us. I don't know. It just desire keeps coming. I don't know how to get rid of all this.
Desire doesn't leave you. How is this possible?
Yes, Babaji.
Desire leaves you all the time. If desire did not leave you, how is that you are listening to class? Desire comes and goes.
Yes.
It goes or not?
But Babaji, again it comes back and just grip in a vice-like. I mean, it's like a vice-like grip.
So that's why when it goes away, then don't allow him back. Close the door. Close the door. That's why you have Ram. That's why they say you say Ra and Ma. When you say Ma, when you say Ra, desire is going out, your mouth opens. When you say Ma, your mouth closes. So he cannot come back. That's what Rama is.
Yes.
Okay, anything else? Somebody had?
Of Antaryami.
Antaryami. Antar
Yeah.
means inside. Yami means one who goes, one who is inside you. It's called Antaryami.
Antaryami. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Babaji, I have a question, like why it is mentioned Adi Dev for Narayan Rishi? All rhyme that Adi Dev or Dev for Narayan Rishi.
Because he is the source of all other devatas which come from him, all avatars. That's why he is Adidev.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
That's why he is called Adidev.